SoundLove Talk. Actually, a brand new SoundLove Talk, the first one, with a wonderful special guest, with Tania. And our theme is
Hello.
SoundLove, what music means to me, so to my guest. Tania, what is music meaning to you? What is music for you?
Oh my God. Well, music is my life because I work in music, although I'm not a musician.
Okay.
What?
Okay. But I have heard you're doing so many things. So we have to organize the next 3 hours we're talking. I'm just joking. Not
It's 5 hours, right?
5 hours, right, yeah. So I cannot imagine how much you're doing. And you have a certain history, and to run through, you do events, you do recordings, you do magazines. We come to all these points, but this is a huge program. So you, for sure, you're not alone. But why are you doing this? Where this is coming from? What was the intention to do something like this?
Well, what you are really asking me is how can a tiny girl do so many things, right? That's what you're asking me.
No.
I'm kidding. So it all started with my love to communication. At the very beginning, I was in love with journalism. But as you know, journalism, it's not easy to do.
Absolutely.
You don't have lots of jobs in journalism. But I did study social communication. And then I worked as a journalist for several years, mainly in the print area with magazines and newspapers. I had a few experiences in TV and in radio, but mainly on printed magazines. So when I was 28, I think, yesterday.
Well, I would not even go that
further, right?
Yeah, right.
So I think when I was 28, I was directing 8 magazines. I was working for a huge publisher, a Spanish publisher that had a firm here also in Portugal.
Okay.
It still exists.
In which category? All music or
No. What we call niche, which is very specialized magazines.
So homogene groups, special groups.
Yes.
You feed it special groups. Okay.
One for music, one for cinema, one for technology, another one for gadgets, one just for photography. And I was directing several of them, 8 magazines, and then I quit my job.
Well, that's something. Okay.
I decided to quit my job.
Why?
Because I was thinking, well, if I can do all of these magazines with a small team, a very tiny team, and manage all these people, and I know how to do it, so why not doing it for me?
Yeah.
But I had zero experience on business management, so it was a challenging thing.
Yeah.
It was.
And how was the start? How did you start it?
So first of all, I had no money to create my own business.
That's a good start.
Yeah, no money. Also, no experience on business, but I knew how to do the magazines.
Yeah.
And so I went to my parents and I asked them for a loan. And I remember the words of my parents, and my dad told me, well, I really don't know exactly what you're going to do. I don't understand the business, but I trust you. So that was the thing that I needed. If you think you can do it, I also think you can do it. So do it. It was heavy because I was not born rich. So my parents giving me their money, it was very, very, they were trusting me, but at the same time it was a huge risk. But I did trusted my skills. But as I said, I had no business skills. So it was not a dream.
Okay, okay.
I
okay.
did all the mistakes you can imagine. So zero experience on the business, and I launched my first magazine, which was a music magazine.
Okay.
This
Why
one.
music? Why
Well,
why
because
music?
I grew up with a lot of musicians. My at the time boyfriend was a musician. Now it's
Okay.
my husband, and he works for me on the magazine. He doesn't
Uh-oh,
want to,
okay,
but I
okay,
force
okay,
him.
okay. It's a
He's-
family business.
He's the technical director.
Okay.
He does all the gear reviews and the technical articles, because he's a real geek of
Okay,
not
yeah.
only
So
music but also
yeah, he sticks to it,
production
yeah,
and
yeah. How long is this now on the market?
so we launched it in 2008,
Oh wow.
and
Okay.
so the first company I launched, it did not go well. I did a lot of mistakes, but as I said, I knew how to do things. So the first mistakes, it was like a degree in business management, and now
Expensive one?
a very, very, very expensive one.
So, but I think you're not alone. A lot of people experience
well, you know,
this.
at the time, I was so sad, and I thought, oh my God, maybe this is not for me. And I started to meet people, and I think even the best entrepreneurs, they did mistakes. So if in there anyone is listening to us,
I think so. Some people.
and if
will
you
listen.
are having problems with your business, just talk with other entrepreneurs, because it's a common thing, isn't it?
Absolutely, yeah.
And we can manage to work through it, and how can I say,
Stand up, clean your mouth, and keep
and
going.
do it again. That's what I did.
Yeah, perfect.
So I launched the music magazine. The first company was not so good, but then I created this company, which is called Gato
Okay, for me, not Portuguese speaking, gatoescaldado.
Gatoescaldado. It's
Okay.
a Portuguese saying,
Okay.
which means a cat,
Okay.
burned cat, which is like a cat that burns in hot water. He will be afraid also of the cold water.
Okay, yeah.
So it's kind of a Portuguese saying that means that you need to always be in alert. And I think it explains what a businessman or woman needs to always be aware, and I think it applies for communication, the communication area, because you always need to be alert to solve everything,
right.
to do the right question, to in the events you need to always be managing everything in the right time. So I think it's a gatoescaldado means you need to always solve everything.
Yeah. So you mentioned already the next step, events.
Yes.
But I want to say, really, this magazine, it
I have another
feels
one.
beautiful. The feeling is great. I like the size very much, and when you touch it, the paper is really excellent. And
it was our goal. I think that nowadays, if you want to succeed in the print industry, the project needs to look premium.
Yeah.
Because it's not just a magazine; it's a collectible book.
Okay.
We have the daily website where you can look for the daily music news and the news on who comes to Portugal or who releases a new album, the smallest interviews, but the major ones, the premium content, it's here, and we release it twice a year.
Okay, great.
And well, it has been a great ride, because we are a Portuguese magazine, so it's a small country, but we had all the big names. We have already interviewed them. I mean, we were the first one in Portugal.
We can name something.
Yeah, for example, we interviewed Van Halen.
Okay.
Slash from Guns N' Roses.
Wow.
Coldplay. So I think the international names I think we
Beautiful.
have
Yeah, from
talked with
borrowing
them all.
some money from your dad to interviewing all the
I
people.
paid
and
him
then,
all, huh?
Oh, you paid
Because
back?
then I
Oh, you, oh, okay.
succeeded. I don't only, I don't, I've paid everything, thank God.
Yeah, that's great. So the magazine and the events. So what kind of events you doing? What size? What is
So
your
it all
prime?
started with music,
Okay.
and we started doing content for the magazine, and then the brands
Okay.
started to ask us for other kind of content,
Yeah.
because we started as a printed magazine, but then with the website, nowadays we need to have audiovisual content.
Yeah.
So we had to create content in video and audios, podcasts, everything, and photos. So the brands asked us to create their own content here in Portugal, because we had the team, we had the musicians, and also the music photographer. So all the team is very specialized. So brands like Fender and Roland and Yamaha, they started to ask us other services.
So
Copywriting, for example, video demos from the drums and the guitars.
So it's all recommendation. So quality work you did in the magazine
yes.
and in the events. They saw this
They
and they
recognize
came
it,
along
yeah.
and said, well, it's a partner.
Yes.
We want to partner and
So we
use
started
them.
as a publisher, and we
Okay.
transform ourselves in a communication agency. First, very focused on music content, and then having the teams and knowing how to do videos and photos and everything. Why not
Sure.
open it to other areas?
Yeah.
So now we do it all.
So it's a one-stop shop
Yeah.
for an event. So if somebody comes here, a company, whatever, and want to do something big size, smaller size, whatever, you have a limit. You do smaller things too, or is there a certain
we
range
do
you
smaller
start?
things, but we don't do like regular happy birthday parties or
Yeah.
weddings.
Yeah. Yeah.
We do. We like to create. If it's a private event, we like to create a different event. Let's say you have a party. Let's party.
Yeah.
So let's create a customized party.
Yeah, I saw some ice, some bloody ice on a plate in a horror house
Yes.
and an escape room and stuff like
Yes.
this. This was pretty in a brain. So
Yes.
some brain.
That's the kind of events we do. We had a Halloween party.
Yeah.
It started like a small cocktail for Halloween, but then I visit the house and it was going to be destroyed. So we couldn't create just a cocktail. We needed to create an escape room and a horror house.
Wow.
And we hired the actors. We had an artist painting the food. So that's why you saw a brain, which
Yep.
was a cake. I was at the door receiving the guests with a plate of ice, and everything was very real. So it was such a success because it was a private event. You didn't need to pay any tickets, but we had a queue
Yeah.
for the show, which
Yeah.
was an escape room,
Wow.
and people screaming, and the other ones waiting to go and see the show.
So you involving yourself, if you like.
If it's very, very cool, I will stay there and do it,
I saw
yes.
your colored and
painting.
the face and everything. So it's really you right in the middle of
Yes.
the event, so
In
you
this
feel
event,
it too. Yeah.
I wrote the script because
Okay.
I still
Oh, you
need
do?
to
Yeah, okay.
write
Yeah,
because
okay.
I started as a journalist because I love to write.
Yeah.
So for this one, I wrote the script, and then I was a little bit of an actress in the event.
This was really something. When I saw the picture, I said, "Wow, this is the detail, lots of detail work." So that's actually the quality you want. It's something you would use also if it's the right quality.
Yeah.
So you're not giving something to somebody you never would use for yourself.
No.
Okay.
And if it's a private event, we only accept this kind of events if we can do it differently.
Yeah.
And it's all about communication,
Right.
because it's understanding the message and know how to deliver it to the guests.
Yeah.
So if it's a private event, it needs to be different. Otherwise, we will not do it.
Right. So you had just a 3-day event, just
Yes,
finished.
yes.
Yeah.
It
So
was,
you survived a 3-day event, a
Yes,
beautiful one.
yes.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. Yeah,
It was
it's-
also amazing.
Yeah.
And we also do corporate.
Okay,
And
yeah.
I think now it's the right time to bring corporate events to Portugal because it's sunny.
Yeah.
We have amazing food
Mm-hmm.
and also great wine.
Yep.
And the hotels and all the venues are high quality. And this is a very safe place with nice people.
Right.
So I think this is the time to bring international events
Yeah.
to Portugal. And I also love doing this congress and
You have, I saw your back. You
festivals.
have a lot of stuff.
to
Yeah,
show,
a
right?
lot of nice badges and stuff to
Yes.
to show. So it's not end. So
this is the kind of
looks like a daily
badges.
Yeah.
So this was for Fender. This was a training event. This was last year an international science fest.
Okay.
We had people from all over the world, more than 100 speakers in Oeiras.
Wow. Okay.
It was a 6-day event, and this is the kind of events that I really love to do because I love I think nowadays I'm in love with events for all the stress it gives you, and
It's
I love
adrenaline. That
yes,
push.
I love
It
it.
pushes. Yeah. Really. Yeah.
Understanding what the client needs and deciding if we will go for an open door event or an indoor event, and if it's open door, how many auditoriums will we need to create? How many people will we have? So how many toilets do we need? How many securities? How will the check-in be? All of this, it's the kind of services we deliver, which is, in Portugal we say, chave na mão. I don't know how to say it in English. It's a one-shot service.
Yeah. Okay.
I just need to understand what you need for your event, and my company does it all. From choosing the venue to the artists,
it's a one-stop
the
shop
catering,
for everything.
You don't need to worry about anything.
Yeah.
I will stress a lot on
but
those days.
You are always there with your face and in person
Yes.
to take care. So
Yes.
people rely on you.
Yes.
You have teams, you have everything, but the first contact
Yes.
are you in the
yes.
most events and the big events
For
and
sure.
everything.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes.
So the stress is more or
I'm the
less
one
on you.
on the working with you on the briefing, working with you on the event structure. I'm the one with you on the event management, and I will also be the one on the event days, especially if I'm able to, if I have the time, with the stage management.
Yeah,
I
okay.
love that adrenaline, telling them,
Yeah.
you don't have 20 minutes anymore, you have 10.
Oh, really? Oh,
Yes.
they love it. they love it for
I'm very
sure.
tiny,
Yeah.
so they look
Yeah.
at me and say, what? And I say, yes, 5 minutes now.
Oh, it's over. And but a person, what kind of music you listen to? What's your taste?
Oh my God, it depends on how many years old I am, I think. So I started with, my first band love was Guns N' Roses, I think.
Okay.
No, previously it was Depeche Mode. I was addicted to Depeche Mode. Then it was Guns N' Roses. Then I were more like into heavy metal, but at the same time Pearl Jam. I don't know.
Yeah.
Nowadays, I think I can listen everything.
Okay.
I still can vibrate a lot with the concert of Guns N' Roses, for example. If I go there, I'm still a teenager.
Yeah.
And I can still scream and say, I want to go there.
So that means really a lot for you.
Yes,
It's involving. We see it in the magazine. So basically, in all events you're organizing, somehow music is involved anyway.
Yes, at least. I also do musical events, but if it's a congress, for example, we need to have a performance on the gala day, for example.
Yeah.
And yes, usually there's a musical moment.
Perfect. And you choose, or you in cooperation with your guest, a lot of people don't know really what they want on their event.
It's true. If the guests are international, usually we have like a Portuguese guitar orchestra, for example, on the welcome reception, which is a beautiful instrument, and at the same time they get to know a little bit of the Portuguese reality. And maybe in the middle I will put some fado. We have amazing singers.
Absolutely.
And if you come from another country, it's great to get to know the Portuguese culture. It depends if we do some activities, and because sometimes I have an event that takes 3 or 4 days, and I will take the guests on activities. Maybe we will tour in another city. We have a boat tour. We will go to a vineyard and drink wine. So it depends on what we have done previously to the gala event. But I always like to have a Portuguese moment, a little bit of food and a little bit of music.
That's why we're here. But all this organization, this is really a lot. This is really a lot to have in your head and organize this with the people and stay behind and run after everything and all the calls in between and stuff. So how you let's say to relax, or how to handle this in a silent moment with music or without music? How you coming down after all this adrenaline and all this power and all these people, all these noises and everything? But do you have a secret we can give maybe
during the event or after?
After when it comes to a
because
to
during
a
the
point.
event I'm always yes.
Yeah.
I don't sleep. I can stay. I can just rest I need to rest at least 2 hours on each day. But I can take it for 4, 5, 6 days because the adrenaline, it's super. But when it overs, I will black out for 1 day. Not if it ends, for example, on the last day of the event, it ends at 2 a.m. I still won't sleep that night for sure.
Not possible, yeah.
On the other day, I'm a little bit zombie. And that night I will sleep and I will black out usually. And then on the other days, I think I'm recovering for 2, 3 days. And I think I missed the event on the other days. It's strange. I don't know. I want to be there with my team because I lived with them almost 24 hours. And then on my mind, I'm always thinking, what could I have done better? What can I
improve? That's a normal thinking, improving and learning out of what you have done in the down time a little bit, and the excitement is still there, and but you have to come down. Well, this is high speed when you do the events and all the stuff. It's high speed.
It is.
Yeah, and but you're a high speed person. I see you even more often in.
But it's so high speed, you know. Sometimes we count the steps we have done and we do kilometers on an event.
Definitely.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah. Where you want to go? What's the next wish, dream after having the events, having audio, having video, having all this production, having all this done? What you want to achieve?
I think the next step now is doing my own events.
Okay.
I will start this year. We have some news for you.
Okay.
This is first-hand information. I want to do my own big events.
Okay.
It's not a musical festival because we already have several. We have amazing ones, but also connected with music, I think there's a lot of content that we can explore.
Okay.
And maybe mix it with social impact and female empowerment. Why not?
Yeah. And this will happen when?
So I have one for the end of this year and
Okay.
another one for the beginning of next year.
So we will announce
Let's see
this.
how it goes, because it's not easy to get the right sponsors now.
right, yeah.
Because first it was the pandemic, and the brands were trying
slowing down,
to understand if they could or not do events. And now unfortunately it's the war. So let's see how it goes. If the one that I'm planning for the end of the year doesn't happen right now, it will happen on the very beginning of 2023.
Okay, so you will tell us when we
I
get
will
more
invite
information. You will. Okay, hey, we're invited, and maybe we
gonna
can
love
spread
it.
it. Yeah, you let us know, and we spread it a little bit while this is. Then we see you in action.
Yes.
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 Running.
If someone on that side wants to do events in Portugal,
yes, go here. Contact us.
It's
Contact Tania
sunny
directly.
here in Portugal, very sunny.
Yep.
Good food, good wine, as I said, and I think it's much cheaper than in other countries, right?
Right. Yeah.
So
and enjoyable.
if
very
you
enjoyable.
have a good business, you know how it is. The money matters, so bring it to Portugal.
and we will put the webpage and all the contact data of Tania in the end. So just go to the webpage and get in contact with her and plan your event with Tania. Hey, this was. Do you want to say something to the end for the people out there?
Well, I want to say thank you for inviting me.
You're very welcome.
I
My
was
pleasure.
a little bit nervous because usually I'm on that side making the questions. But yeah, you're very good.
Thank you. It always belongs to the guest, you know. It's together
So nice
we work
to say.
the
Not
thing.
sure.
Yeah,
I think you have a talent.
yeah,
You're a
no.
natural.
Hey, thank you very much for watching, Tania. Thank you very much for coming. I really enjoyed it. We see us in other occasions, and I see you running around. And if you want to see her, go to the events, get to the webpage, see what else she's doing, and join us next time when we have the SoundLove and a guest where maybe get the answer to what music means to me, to my guest. And I'm looking forward. Thank you very much for watching and have a wonderful time. Thank you. Muito obrigado. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Obrigada
Thank
eu.
you. Thanks a lot.